All right. So reviewing at 6Q.
Oops, I guess. Yeah, that's okay.
Am I good?
Yeah. Just do black's perspective.
Blacks? Okay.
Yes.
Um, it's interesting. I'm curious as to why he chose to plug this side instead of making a Shamari. But it's not like it's bad. A lot of times though, with three space, usually we want to leave Aji or something like that, and then maybe you can even make that exchange. So a lot of times we want to like leave Aji here. So I'm not sure about this move, but it's all like kind of simplistic or simple and basic. So it's not like it's bad. Um, just maybe could be a little bit more active. Okay, we got the 3/3. Okay. Okay. Push and cut. Okay. Yeah, a lot of straightforward moves. Maybe not the exact moves I would play, but a lot of moves that have really good value. I'm wondering if this is Sente, because I think what Black's trying to do is play this to prepare to two space instead of just playing one space or knight. And so whenever my opponent tries to play a prep move, I want to ask, can I ignore that prep move? And so how bad is this for white? I don't think this is all that bad. So you always have to be careful about playing prep moves. I always tell my students like never play prep moves. They're almost always bad. So if you wanted to attack, I would just, pressure or attack or whatever. Of course, this exchange, if white responds, is good for you because you get out one line further. But you always have to ask, will my opponent ignore? Can my opponent ignore? Okay. I really like Black this game. He's definitely controlling the game. So I'm waiting for the obvious mistakes because if he keeps playing like this, he's just gonna win, right? So where are the mistakes? Oh, this is a strange timing. This one's very strange. So we have the right side, and if we play this way, we can pretty much unsettle white and maybe try to make white live here. But if we do that, maybe we unsettle ourselves. But at the very least, it means we can potentially play more Sente moves. In addition to that, this also gives us some space on the bottom. Over here, we have a way to cut this center group off. And if both of the white groups are alive, then maybe we're not okay. And then if we're looking at a big move, there's the 3/3, there's the approach, there's the bottom. So this feels very strangely timed. I kind of want to do something to A or B and something with C. So I'm not sure. Okay, so this is just good because white isn't attacking this stone very much. Okay. This is definitely good for black. Yeah, so this is interesting. Maybe just here. Just connect. Just connect. There is this concern. There's that cutting point to think about. Yeah, I don't think you can change the order. So technically you're cuttable. And if you're cuttable, then maybe white can connect. So this should be important.
Yeah, just creating those two V groups.
So this is strange. Is this 6Q OGS?
Yes.
So a lot of the moves look really good. So I'm trying to figure out why are you 6Q, right? Like what makes you a 6Q?
I think he
Uh,
just didn't play enough on OGS, and he's actually a little bit better.
ah, I
Yeah.
thought that was. I thought that I was looking at a 60 level. I was like, this is a little bit strange, but okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So up to now, um, is not a bad move. It's just maybe interesting timing. The only mistake that I've seen is for a 6Q level is probably B, just because you're leaving a cutting point. Other than that, like, seems fine. I guess that's Sente. Your surrounding. There is that cutting point. There's that cutting point. Okay, so white's connected. So there's not really any more attack, so you're kind of done. And now it's time to just leave. Probably you need to start fixing yourself, so maybe attack the right while trying to fix yourself. So here, here. Because you have a lot of weakness. This is a bad exchange. Okay, so if we play nothing, if we just reduce. So this is the minimum we should get. So for the reduction. If we play here and lose a stone, you can see compared to this, white gets a couple more points. So anytime we play like this vital point, and we play it at a bad timing or out of order, and we lose points and we don't get anything for it, then that's a mistake because that's literally losing points, which is the opposite of what we want. So I always tell my students, never, ever, ever, ever go for the kill until you are 100% that it's dead, because if you are wrong, it's worse than passing. And this is kind of the same principle. You should never play a stone inside like this without double checking the cutting points, because if you're wrong, it's negative value. So it's a negative exchange rate. This move is strange. I feel like all of a sudden the quality is changing. Like once the attack ran out, the moves started dropping in level. Maybe the focus dropped, maybe Biyoyomi has started, but all of a sudden, like the quality of the moves dropped quite a bit. Um, okay, yeah, this one I don't understand. You could just ignore this one. It does nothing. But we responded. Okay, so now we're playing a big move. Okay, playing Joseki. Reasonable. I don't know about the direction of play. But what else are you gonna do here? That's interesting. So maybe the mistake for this one is following Joseki blindly instead of thinking about direction of play, because this one kind of makes all these stones useless.
Yeah, working with your stones.
Settling. I don't know if this is big. So white's absolutely, is white absolutely alive? No, white is not absolutely alive. So this one says that we're gonna leave the option to push white a little bit more later, because technically this is just points, right? If we're not going to do anything to white, then that's just some points. So this is making a statement that I'm going to do something to white. So white fixes. This is reasonable. It's also consistent with this. I'm getting worried about Aji. That's a big move. But does it work? Huh. So first off, we should know this Tsuji by 6U because it's the same shape as the star point. When they slide under and you block. So it's a star point, and they are 2 spaces away instead of 1. And then when they slide, you play the diagonal. It kind of opens up this move. So if we just play normal, you see there's a cut. So when looking at that, you'd think, okay, what if white resists? They push up, and white has nowhere to go, so white has to cut and play this way. But then this is what I was looking at, and I don't think it helps black, but maybe you could do something like this. And if white does that, you just get good result. But this gives you that second eye that you need. If not that, then maybe this. Then here. Yeah. And use the Aji to try and make your base. But if we just block, are we alive? Maybe.
Yeah.
I think that is L+1 and that is live shape.
Yeah, if we just play right here, it's alive. So the question is, can white ignore and do something else?
It's alive.
Yeah, it's alive. It's alive. But it's a good. Make sure we got to know that. We definitely got to know that. Okay, so now we're attacking. I like this. This is, again, consistent with this move and with this push and cut. And technically, white never defended. And now black's pretty much alive. I think black is just alive. So I actually like this. You waited for the right time and then attacked white. Ooh. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3.
But white.
But white has to White has to fill a liberty to do it. And then also, but white also has an eye.
Yeah, white doesn't have.
Oh, sorry. Black's playing first. Yeah, so it's eye versus no eye.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
So black's weak group turned to be attacker.
Well, the problem is white attacked with a group that wasn't alive. Because remember, we saw this Aji like way back when.
Yeah.
And now once you get completely surrounded, it's like, okay, time to fix that. I think white was worried about something down here, but probably you're fine if you just live. If we just go here, here, and then here. And then black lives. And white has this cut Aji.
And that's big.
I actually might prefer white. Maybe not. No, because white doesn't have enough territory. That's a problem. Gotta do something though. I wasn't looking at white. I was mostly looking at black. Something strange happened in the center though. I would say this is good on black because you notice the chance to attack white. So it was all fine. A little risky, but reasonable. It was fine. Yeah, and that was a good catch right there. It's a good reading. It seems black's really good at reading. But this center is strange. Something strange happening here. So we went from playing really, really well to not protecting a cutting point. And then we didn't read that properly. And then we didn't protect this cutting point. And then we played this, which is Gote. So like 3 things weird happened in the center. So I would say if there's 2 things for black, it's make sure that you're reading these cutting points and make sure like you understand if they're center or Gote, if they work, they don't work. Because I think black is maybe stronger than 6Q. I don't know. Or at least in this game, black played really, really well. But then all of a sudden the quality dropped for a minute. Like maybe someone came in and started talking to him for a minute and he started looking away and still playing moves. It just got really weird in that range. And I'm noticing that at least 2 out of the 3, maybe 3 out of 3 was cutting points. So maybe in the second half of middle game, black is getting a little bit lazy with cutting points. So I would make sure that you double down on that because it's a little bit strange right there. On the bottom, I would just say don't follow just like you blindly. Try to be maybe more creative. Like you have this move, you have a jump. I would want to be more creative with this bottom side because this you want value right here. Maybe just play an extension if you don't know what to do. Maybe we can play an extension here. But I think this bottom side was too easy for white. I don't like that white was able to handle this so easily. Maybe white should just go here. But I don't like that white should just handle this so easily. I feel like these stones lost their value or meaning. But I think black played so well the rest of the game that it didn't really matter. So this was an interesting game. So maybe my advice would be like rank up and then try to lose, so that way we can see like what you do wrong. Because I see a lot of what you're doing right, but I need to see like the teachers need to see what you do wrong. So you need to like lose more.
Play stronger opponents.
Yeah, play stronger opponents. That way we can see like how you lose.
Yeah, I'll try to add more stronger people for the next round of next season.
Either way, I would say the cutting points and maybe this Joseki here were the strange things, but a lot of good moves. I saw a lot of good play. And I don't want to comment too much when I don't really have good examples of what maybe your biggest weaknesses are. So I would say just take from that what you can, but I think this game is not a good example of what black does wrong. I think it just showed a lot of what black does right. And this is why we say there's more to learn from losses and stuff. Definitely there's a lot of little things to improve, but I'm looking for like, why are you not Dawn level? Like, what is keeping you from Dawn level? And that's what I'm specifically looking for. But if you're like, why are you not pro? Well, then almost every move you played is wrong. So we got to look at the big stuff. And I think this game just doesn't show like why you're 6Q. So maybe a stronger.
He's stronger. He's like around 2Q, I think, or 1K.
Okay.
So
yeah, I would be more interested to see for black. I would be more interested to see some stronger opponents or losses and stuff. But yeah, definitely these cutting points are a little bit strange. Maybe a little bit lazy reading right there. And then this bottom left makes me question the opening patterns. So I would need to see more games. But those are the where I get the weird vibes from. But I can't say with certainty what you do wrong. Like I don't know. I can only see what I can see in this game. So yeah, hopefully it's helpful.